Welcome to episode number 6 of this Dash C Madden 22 Career Mode series, and today I'm obviously playing my Dash C Madden 22 Career Mode series. Obviously, episode 6, like I just said, and it says in the title as well. Playoffs, which are probably the title, will probably be the playoffs are here. It's the divisional round playoff game against the Saints at Lambeau. So we got the first round bye. The difficulty in this series is on rookie, which is the easiest difficulty here in Madden 22, but. And we went 17-0, so we got a first round bye. Only the one seed in each conference gets their first round bye. No, AFC, it was the Ravens who went 15-1. No, 16-1. And then we went 17-0 and we got a first round bye in the NFC. And the one loss for the Ravens was, well, handed to the Ravens obviously by us. So we played the Ravens, the Packers did, in week 15. We beat them. I think we beat them by like 20 points or something. So we're 17-0. The Ravens are 16-1. That's my prediction in this series. It'll be these two, Ravens and Packers, in the Super Bowl, because it was like that in Madden 21 and my Madden 21-C Career Mode series, and the difficulty was on rookie in that series as well. And the Ravens actually won the Super Bowl. It was like 42-38. I'm predicting that then this year, just because we're 16-0, or just because we're 17-0 and they're 16-0, or just because we're 17-0 and they're 16-1. We're playing the 4-seeded Saints, while the Ravens are playing the 7-seeded Browns, who upset the 2-seeded Chiefs 38-35, and then the Saints who beat the Panthers 31-13, and then the 2-seeded Eagles are playing the 3-seeded Seahawks. The Eagles shut out the 49ers, who were the 7-seed 34-0, and then the Seahawks beat the Falcons 49-38, and then like I said, the 7-seeded Browns upset the 2-seeded Chiefs 38-35. The 6-seeded Titans upset the 3-seeded Texans 38-21, and then the 4-seeded Patriots beat the 5-seeded Steelers 31-10. So it's the Browns at Ravens, the Titans at Patriots, the Saints at Packers, and then the Seahawks at Eagles. So my prediction for the Final Four is Ravens, Patriots, and then Packers, Eagles. And then for the Super Bowl, like I said, my prediction is Ravens, Packers. And obviously, I have two mobile quarterbacks. Dash C, who is right there. He's a 99 everything. So he's a 99 overall. He's a 99 in every category. Speed in every category. He's a 99 in every category. So he's a 99 overall. And then Lamar Jackson, well, he's mobile as well, along with Dash C. Because, I mean, Dash C has 99 speed, and Jackson doesn't have 99 speed, but he's pretty fast though. The Saints, obviously, they have Alvin Kamara, who in real life got arrested after the Pro Bowl in Las Vegas, which was like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. And they also have Michael Thomas, and then they also have Cameron Jordan at left end. Jordan's at left end, Thomas at wide receiver is a wide receiver, one of the wide receivers, and then Kamara is one of the running backs. We're 17-0, they're 11-6. Let's get into the game right now. Skip that, play offense only. So obviously Dash C as the Packers quarterback. Number 5, as you saw right there. I mean, you see number 5 on his jersey. If it does seem a little darker in here, the light above my head did burn out. The light above the TV is still on though. Out of the 6 lights in this room, all of them are on except for the one above my head, because the one above my head did burn out. Divisional playoff. Both teams are at 85 overall, so it's an even matchup. It's not a dimmy we're going to win this game by 50 points or 30 points or 20 points. It's not a dimmy. It's not at all. Thomas has max security. Jordan has unstoppable force, and Kamara has satellite, whatever the heck that means. But Adams, a wide receiver, he has double me. Alexander has shutdown, and Aaron Jones, our running back, has satellite as well. So both running backs, both first running back for the Saints and the Panthers, both have satellite. Yeah, play call enhanced. That's in the game right now. And that Alexander, who like I said had shutdown or whatever, he's a cornerback. So yeah, winner will move on to the NFC Championship game where they'll play the Eagles or the Seahawks, and the loser will go home. There's Derrick Henry. 24 touchdowns for Kamara, 19 for Jones. Both at around 1,200, 1,300 yards. Adams, way better than Thomas. Jordan, defensive end, between him and our defensive end, he's much better. Obviously, they're 11-6. We're 17-0, like I said. Let's get into it. Let's watch the prediction. Alan Roach. It's not snowing or anything. It's cold. There's no snow. Might be windy though. I have no idea. And this name, Aaron Rodgers, is a bad quarterback, by the way. Their quarterback is Jameson Winston, although in real life he tore his ACL, but in this game he did not. Not yet, at least. Here we go. Saints at Packers. It's not snowing or anything, but it is probably around 30 degrees or maybe even below freezing. 30 degrees is below freezing, but... Are we the first, yeah, we're the first game, first game on Saturday and first game of divisional weekend, period. So we're the first game of divisional weekend, so we don't know any of the other scores. We won't know when they'll assume the championship Sunday. Here we go. First snap of the, or first play of the day. Here's Tanyan, our tight end, who in real life towards ACL in week 8 against the Cardinals, but obviously he didn't. Not yet, at least. Hopefully I didn't jinx him. First down and 10. First down Green Bay, as that was, I believe, 11 yards. Here we go. Here's Jones, who has that satellite that's back there along with Kamara, who's the Saints running back. And Jones is 12 yards. I don't know what the satellite does. That's what it does. If obviously if it's activated, I'm not sure what it does. So I don't know. Here we go. Here's Jones trying to avoid these Packers trying to avoid what the real Packers did. What the real Packers did. Obviously, they were the 1 seed and lost in the divisional round playoff. Or in the divisional round, in divisional round weekend, the 49ers, obviously. So that game was snowing here. It's not going to be snowing. Here we go, play action. And here's Adams. He's wide open. He's at the 5, and he's to the goal line, across the goal line for a touchdown. 50-yard TD, and the Panthers strike first here in the divisional weekend. Saints go down, did nothing. 3-2 they go in the first, 7-0 Green Bay. As we take over at our own 49-yard line off, assume maybe a New Orleans turnover, or maybe a long punt return. As Jones, not Jones, but Adams had a 50-yard TD in his that cap off the last drive. Here we go. Here's like a bootleg or something, and now it's shut down the field, wide open. That's Funchess. I thought he did not get 2 feet down, but at least he did right now. That's a 51-yard TD, and it's now 13-0 Green Bay. Did the 2 feet down, now 14-0. Saints go down. I believe they did a touchdown. Yes, they do. 128 to go in the first quarter. It's now 14-7 Green Bay. There's 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for us. For the Saints, obviously have 2 drives and 1 touchdown, and they're within 7 here in Green Bay. Here we go. It's a throw up to Adams. This is... Whoa, Adams wasn't really looking for that. I think he had it, but I believe it was jarred out by the defender, or the hit jarred it loose. 122 they go in the first quarter. It's still in the first quarter, obviously. I just said. Yeah, it's pretty cold. At least that's what the announcer's saying. You can see the breath of, or the breath of the players, because it's that cold and you can breathe. You can feel that. You can see the well, I don't know what it's called, but the chills or whatever. You can see them breathing on the games. That means it's below freezing, or not. It doesn't have to be below freezing for that to happen, but that means it's cold. But it's not snowing, obviously, because I mean you can tell that. Here we go, 3rd and 2. Throw down Funchess. He's got it. He got 2 feet down. First down Green Bay at the Saints 36-yard line. 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. And now Jones, and I believe that was Jordan. No, Davis is 50. So Jordan, I don't know what number is. 2 yards, sitting down, and 7 seconds to go in the quarter. I'm going to do one more play. I think Jordan's like 93 or something. I don't know. His number, that is. Here we go. A little bootleg here. Plenty of time. Well, throw it to the end zone. He's wide open. And they got by the defender. And the defender didn't even notice he was back there. As Funchess got behind the defender, and the defender didn't even know he was back there. 21-7 Green Bay after 1 quarter. Saints go down, literally did the ball up to us in 20 seconds. 1st and 10 for Green Bay at their own 5-yard line, up by 14. Funchess 2 touchdowns. Adams has 1. Speed of Adams, he's got it at the 35-yard line. He's at midfield. I think he's gone. 30, 20, 10, 5. And he's across the goal line again. Touchdown, Green Bay. Adams has 2, Funchess has 2, and it's now 27-7 Green Bay. 28-7 now. That we have the ball down. I'm going to skip the zone just see if we can score still. No, we can't. but they didn't score. We didn't score either, but they didn't score. Oh, we didn't score, but they didn't score either. 28-7 Green Bay. Throw 7 to go in the first half. Here's a snap. Here's dash C. Here's a throw, and Funches has done it as he held on to it. First down. Here we go, dash C under center. 2:35 they go in the corner. Another bootleg. I haven't run it once. I'm going to run it this time. He has 90 on speed. Remember that. And he got bumped, but he broke the tackle from number 20. And he's going. And he is in. Touchdown, Green Bay. 59-yard rushing touchdown for Dash C, the Panthers' mobile quarterback. And they have blown it wide open as it's now 35-7. Now 35-14. With 1:12 to go in the first half. As we're up by 21. All 3 timeouts, 70 seconds. Adams has his X factor. That ball, that's a penalty. As number 33 hit him before the ball came. That's on a DPI. Spot foul on him at first down. That's on cornerback Brian Pooley. And that'll be 1st and 10 for Green Bay at their 42-yard line. Because it's opposite spot foul in the NFL on him at first down. Kind of happened before the ball came. He still has his X factor. I think he would have lost it if that was incomplete, but because of the penalty, it was intendedly. Now Funches, how did he not? Well, he caught it. Just caught it way out of bounds. Not way out of bounds, but literally, how did he not get 2 feet down? Because opposite Adams has 2 touchdowns, Funches has 2 touchdowns, and opposite Dash C has that rushing touchdown, which counted for the 5th touchdown. How did he not? How did he not get 2 feet down? I mean, literally, that would have been a hat trick for him in the first half. We can't challenge, and he was out of bounds anyways, but even if I wanted to challenge down 2 minutes ago on that, if I can't, it would be up to the replay official, or it would be up to the booth, and either way, he was out of bounds. Here's Funches, and he's out of bounds, but he does catch it first. He's out of bounds to the 28-yard line, 55 seconds to go in the first half. First down, Green Bay. There we go, I've been doing this like all game, but there's been no pressure whatsoever. Here we go, and now thrown. That ball's caught at the 5, and Funches is into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. And Funches is hurt. And Funches is hurt. That's his 3rd touchdown of the game. He has a hat trick now, but he got hurt. That's 3rd touchdown. He didn't miss anything. So Funches is 3rd touchdown of the game, so he has a hat trick now, but he got hurt. 4 seconds down the first half. It's now 42-17 as the Saints got a field goal. Hail Mary time now. 4 seconds. 1st and 10 around 21-yard line. The Hail Mary prevent defense for the Saints, so we never know. Here we go. 1 to the right, or 1 to the left, 3 to the right, and I'll lob it up into a crowd. That ball is caught by Funches, who this is back in the game, but he's tackled at their 19-yard line, and that's it for the first half. 42-17 Green Bay over New Orleans here in the divisional round playoff game. Let's listen in to John Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? We're average 24.4 yards per play. That is absurd. Winner will play the Eagles or the winner will play the Eagles or the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game. Obviously, this is the first game of the divisional round weekend. And the Seattle and Philly game is the last game of the divisional weekends. So the winner, obviously, of this game will play Seattle or Philly in the NFC Championship. Or the winner of this game will play Seattle or Philly in the NFC Championship game. They did the balls up 7.5, but they're down by a lot. As that's up tipped it. I wouldn't really do this as J.J. Scott, our punter, will kick it away. When it's 3 miles per hour blowing into the face of Scott, I think it was go out to the Super Sim after I kicked it here. But because we had the ball in the first half, that's why it has me kick it here. And it should be a touchback anyway, so doesn't really matter. Touchback, 1st and 10 New Orleans at their own 25-yard line, but it should go out to Super Sim now. And yes, it will. Here we had a 42-17 Green Bay, and we did the ball 40 seconds into the 3rd quarter. But I know sim this moment, and okay, so as the Saints went down and had a long drive, but then I just turned it over. Yeah, they did turn it over, and we have the ball at our own 5-yard line, up 42-17. Sean wants a safety here. And now here's a throw. That ball is caught by Adams. He's at the 50-yard line, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, and he's across the goal line again. Touchdown Green Bay. Funches has 3, Adams has 3. And the Panthers have blown it wide open again. It's now 49-17. It's now 49-24, right? 49-24. 4 seconds to go in the third quarter, but we're doing well on our way to the NFC. The Panthers are well on their way to the NFC Championship game, where obviously they'll play the Seahawks or the Eagles. Here we go. Last play of the third quarter. Adams has got it. He's taken down, but he's got it at their 37-yard line. We entered the fourth quarter here in the divisional weekend. The score is 49-24. The score is 49-24 Green Bay. We scored 21 in the first, 21 in the first, 21 in the second, and 7 in the third. And the Saints scored 7 in the first, 10 in the second, and 7 in the third. So obviously, like I said, we scored 21 in the first, 21 in the second, and 7 in the third. And this scored, obviously, 7 in the first, 10 in the second, and 7 in the third. But, I mean, we're up by a lot here. This is a stream. I forgot about the stream. Throws it to Adams, and he's got it! I think it's sandwiched between 2 players, but he comes down with it. If he threw the football like that, that would have definitely been unsportsmanlike conduct. But they don't call that. And if it did it a little darker, one more light just didn't burn out, but it's been where it's like it goes on and off. So that's why now 4 of the lights are only on. So one's burned out, and the other one that's off just it turns on, turns off, turns on and off on its own. Here we go. And now throw to the end zone. It's Tanyan. He's into the party. Touchdown Green Bay. 56-24, they go down at nothing. 4:16 to go in the game as Tanya has a touchdown, Adams has 3, Funches has 3, and opposite dash C has a touchdown of his own, which obviously was a rush-in touchdown. Rush-in touchdown. Here we go, and now Adams, who's just been unstoppable, and this one is still caught, doesn't get into the end zone. But dash C has 632 yards and 7 touchdowns. 3 to Adams, 3 to Funches, and 1 to Tanya. And in real life, I know Funches was out, I think, was going to be out for the year. We knew that from the get-go. Not the get-go, but we knew that, like, definitely the first preseason game was in August of last year. We knew Funches was going to be out the entire year, and then the Panthers just released him. Adams has, like, 6 receptions, 354 yards, it said, and he has, like, 3 touchdowns, or he does have 3 touchdowns. Jones has 6 rushes, 32 yards. 3 minutes to go in the divisional weekend. We're up 56-24. And they'll be playing Seattle or Philly in the NFC Championship game. Here we go, Adams, one more time. Yes, sir. Touchdown, Green Bay. And you might think this is too easy. That's his 4th touchdown of the game. But remember, the difficulty in my Panthers Madden 22 franchise series is pro. And the difficulty in my New Orleans Saints fantasy draft franchise series, where we have Patrick Mahomes as the Saints quarterback, because I got the first overall pick in the fantasy draft in my New Orleans Saints Madden 22 fantasy draft franchise series. We got picked Mahomes, so the difficulty in my fantasy draft franchise and my franchise here in Madden 22 is pro, which is 1 step above rookie. 63-24, and then now 63-27 is down a field goal. I'll skip this moment. That should be the game, and it is. And the Panthers are moving on to the NFC Championship game, where we'll play the Seahawks or the Eagles. That game obviously is the last. This is the first game of the divisional weekend. That game between Seattle and Philly is the last game of the divisional weekend. That game is in Philly because the Eagles are the 2 seed and the Seahawks are the 3 seed. So we'll be playing the Eagles or the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game next Sunday in this game. We averaged 20.9 yards per play. We had 2 takeaways. And yeah, we're moving on to the NFC Championship game. The Panthers are the Panthers are moving on to the NFC Championship game, where they'll play the Seattle Seahawks or the Philadelphia Eagles. Winston, obviously, in a game where it's 63-27, he's still in a game. Usually, sometimes you see this in a game that's 63-27. He had 474 yards and 3 touchdowns. We usually see that, like I said, in a game that's 63-27. And then Dash C, on the other hand, had 660 yards, 8 touchdowns, and that's it. And a 78.2% completion percentage, and Winston had a 61.5% completion percentage. As Adams, 7 receptions, 382 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Obviously, then Funches Adams had 4 touchdowns. Funches had 3 touchdowns. Tanya had the other touchdown, and then obviously we had a total of 9 touchdowns as a team. Dash C had 8 passing touchdowns, 4 to Adams, 3 to Funchess, and 1 to Tanyan, and then Dash C had a rushing touchdown. So not bad. And Jones had 10 carries, 46 yards. Like I said, Dash C had 8 passing touchdowns, 4 to Adams, 3 to Funchess, and 1 to Tanyan, and then he also had 1 rushing touchdown. Now let's go back to the main menu to see who the Panthers are playing in the NFC Championship game. Let's do it right now. Speaking of Adams, there he is, about to double me. Wins aggressive catches versus single coverage. I already knew that. And he was, like, never double teams. And then I just played. Well, he's a few times, but not like every time. Which, you can't really double someone every time, but, like, they only doubled him, like, 2 or 3 times. They might have doubled him more when the 2 times or 3 times I played a moment, so yeah, let's see, we're playing the NFC Championship game. Like I said, my prediction is Ravens, Patriots, and then Packers and Eagles. Now let's advance with the conference championships. See who we're playing. See if the Ravens lost, that would be devastating for them. That would be devastating for them, but it'd be hilarious for me. And we're playing the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, 95 overall, had almost 500, but he almost had 5,000 passing yards, and he had 35. He had almost 5,000 passing yards, but he did have 37 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and 598 attempts, and he had 67% completion percentage. So not bad. If the Ravens lost, I'm gonna laugh. Oh, that was a close game. The Ravens squeaked out by barely beating the 7-seeded Browns 28-23, but a win's a win. As oh my, I was half right for the AFC Championship game and half right just for the NFC Championship game. So my prediction was Ravens, Patriots, and Packers, Eagles. Instead, it's Ravens, Titans, and then Packers, Seahawks. So for the Seahawks, it'll be a rematch of the 2014 NFC Championship game, which was in Seattle, and the Seahawks came back. I don't really want to talk about it anymore because it's stunned when I was watching that live. Yeah, it stunned me, and it stunned me, and it stunned me, and it stunned for like I don't know how long, but I got stunned. I was stunned when it happened, and I was stunned. Like, stunned like a bee. Not literally, but you might think that I'm saying the same thing, but I was stunned when it happened, and it's stunned like how a bee stings you for like 2 weeks. It was only 2 weeks, but it's a rematch of that game. Obviously, that game was in Seattle, and that was when Seahawks still had Marshawn Lynch, and that was obviously like, 8 years ago, and that's when the Seahawks still had Marshawn Lynch, but there's 2 differences. It was in Green Bay, and it's 2022, not 2000. Well, it's 2002. Or there's 2 reasons why it's different. Steelers don't have Marshawn Lynch, or the Steelers. The Seahawks don't have Marshawn Lynch, not the Steelers. The Seahawks don't have Marshawn Lynch. It's not Russell Wilson, but like none of the players for the Packers or the Seahawks are still on the team then, or like any of the players except for Russell Wilson and then Rodgers, and I believe the Packers had Adams there still, and Cobb, I guess, and Crosby, but like. Bottom line is the Seahawks don't have Marshawn Lynch. He retired, obviously. That's reason 1. Reason 2, the game's in Green Bay, not Seattle. So, obviously, we beat the Saints 63-27. The Seahawks beat the Eagles 37-31. The Titans beat the Patriots 33-27. And then the Ravens beat the Browns 28-23. So, the closest game of divisional weekend was the Ravens and Steelers, or the closest game of, not Ravens and Steelers, but the closest game of divisional weekend was the Ravens and Browns game, where, like I said, the Ravens beat the Browns 28-23. So yeah, it's the 1-seeded Ravens against the 6-seeded Titans, and then it's the 1-seeded Packers versus the 3-seeded Seahawks. So it's the 6-seeded Titans at the 1-seeded Ravens, and then it's the 3-seeded Seahawks at the 1-seeded Packers. So it's, like I said, Titans at Ravens in Baltimore, and then it's the Seahawks at Packers in Green Bay at Lambeau. So the next episode of the series, like I said, or I haven't said it yet, but the next episode of the series will be the NFC Championship game against the Seahawks, or the next episode of the series will be the NFC Championship game against the Seahawks at Green, or I can't speak. The next episode of the series will be the NFC Championship game against the Seahawks in Green Bay at Lambeau. We're 17-0. They're 12-5. The Seahawks are. They have Russell Wilson. They have Bobby Wagner, and they have Jamal Adams. Wagner's a middle linebacker. Wilson's obviously their quarterback. Wagner's their middle linebacker, and Adams is their strong safety. As the goal from the head coach, which is Matt LaFleur still, championship Sunday, win the game. Is the winner of this game will move on to the Super Bowl. I'll do the closing and that's clip. See you on the other side. So yeah, it's time for the closing now. I know you might think it's so easy because I mean we're now 18-0, including that including that playoff win against the Saints. But I just like to I like having it. I know you might think, oh, you're taking the easy way out by having it on rookie, which is the easiest difficulty here in Madden 22. But like I said, like 5-10 minutes ago in the video, my Green Bay Packers Madden 22 difficulty in my Green Bay Packers Madden 22 franchise series and my New Orleans Saints Madden 22 franchise series is Pro, which is one step above rookie. Which is, yes, it's only one step, yes, I know it's only one step above rookie, which is like, oh, it's only one step, but it's not rookie, and I've had some close games, like, in my Packers franchise, it was like week 8 against the Cardinals, we beat them 27-24, yes, we still won, we only won by 3, and in that series, my Madden 22 franchise series, we went 11-5, and so we went 11-5, didn't get the first round bye, didn't win the division, and we're a wild card team, and now we're obviously in the NFC Championship game in this series, obviously, and in my Packers franchise series, and then in my franchise series, we are undefeated so far, but we're not in the playoffs yet in that series. But like I said, in my Madden 22 franchise series, Packers went 11-5, didn't get the 1 seed, didn't win the division. Obviously, the Vikings won the division, and if you've been watching that series, but the Vikings won the NFC North, and they got the first round bye. But like I said, the Packers were 11-5, didn't win the division, didn't get the 1 seed, didn't get the first round bye, and they were the 5 seed, which means they weren't guaranteed a home playoff game, but obviously they got one because they played the 6th seeded Cowboys in the divisional weekend. Or as a 5 seed, you're not guaranteed a home playoff game, but the Packers did get one in my Packers Madden 22 franchise because they played the 6th seeded Cowboys in the divisional weekend. For this series, Dash C and the Packers beat the 4-seeded Saints at Lambeau, 63-27, just completely obliterated them. Yeah, now we just gotta beat the Seahawks. We just have to beat the Seahawks, and if we do that, we'll play the Ravens or the Titans in Super Bowl 56, which is obviously at SoFi Stadium in LA. And yeah, because obviously the real life Super Bowl just happened a week ago from the day I'm filming this video. This video might be going up on Monday, February 21st. And if it is, obviously today is President's Day. Or Monday, February 21st is President's Day. But I'm filming this video on Sunday, February 20th. And a week ago today was Super Bowl 56 in real life. So yeah, next episode of the series, like I said, will be the NFC Championship game against the Seahawks at Lambeau in Green Bay. Or the next episode of the series, like I said, will be the NFC Championship game against the Seahawks at Lambeau. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much it. If it's up to the board, and that's pretty much it, guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If it's up to the like button, subscribe if you want to tell your mom, dad, grandma, and tell those friends about this video. Or I can't speak today. I'm speaking too fast. I gotta slow down a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If it's up to the like button, subscribe if you want to tell your mom, dad, grandma, and tell those friends about these videos. And I'm going to see you in episode number 7 of his Dash C Madden 22 Career Mode series. See you in episode number 7. And eat a lot of bacon and go Packers.